Welcome to the latest edition of PacWest Magazine. I'm Bob Hogue. The PacWest is one of the most diverse conferences in all of the NCAA, stretching over 4 states with 10 schools with students and coaches from all over the globe. Check out this feature where we get up close and personal with some of the people that make up this great conference.
Air travel has become synonymous with the PacWest, one of the NCAA's most expansive conferences. With 10 schools in 4 states, travel can be daunting for our coaches and student athletes, but we recently followed one of our member schools, Hawaii Pacific, to see if this was really the case, as their volleyball team prepared for the 45-minute jaunt from Honolulu to Hilo for an early season match against the Vulcans. And you can see from the smiles that this is an experience our student athletes proudly signed up for when they decided to play in the PacWest. For HPU, just 15 minutes away from Oahu's International Airport, a Saturday night match in Hilo means a day to spend with your team and starts with a 10 a.m. Hawaiian Airlines flight. The time spent in the sky is perfect for staying focused on schoolwork, studying the game plan, and even getting some much-needed rest. The pog juice from the Hawaiian Airlines flight attendant is also one of the many perks our student athletes look forward to.
Actually, we are now completely committed to Hawaiian Airlines for our travel. We used to travel with other airlines, and I just feel like how they take care of us, from the check-in process to the roominess on the planes, it's just the best out of all the airlines that we travel with. So they are our number one choice when we're traveling inter-island or to the mainland.
And then it's touchdown in beautiful and tranquil Hilo town, where luggage is claimed while the coaches retrieve the team vans. Then it's off to satisfy those empty stomachs. And that always means a stop at one of the many local mom-and-pop operations that give Hilo that small-town charm, all within a few blocks from the airport. Head a few yards down Banyan Drive and you arrive at our proud PacWest partner, Naniloa, located on scenic Hilo Bay. The Sea Warriors can't wait to soak in the beauty that surrounds them on the huge lanai, just steps from the check-in desk. The open-air deck offers spectacular images of the East Big Island coast, a view of the boats and paddlers carving their way through the shimmering blue water. After lunch, there's an opportunity to discover the rocky shores and tide pools just a few feet away from the Naniloa pool deck. Guests at the Naniloa can also enjoy walks to Coconut Island Park and through the impressive Liliuokalani Botanical Garden. For the players and coaches, it's off to watch some video before heading to the UH Hilo campus for warm-ups and a big game at 7 o'clock. UH Hilo is a one-of-a-kind gem in Division II, with its great fans and game day environment. After a hard-fought match between 2 excellent teams, the Sea Warriors came away with a victory. For HPU's Brittany Wood, the trip was a chance to spend quality time with teammates.
Actually, awesome team bonding. We're going to go out to dinner right after this. Probably have smiles on our faces the whole time. But the trip is fun. We get to bond as a team. We might have 5 people missing, but we still are able to come together even with them missing. We're a good bonding team.
And for some others, it's all business.
I just think of it as a business trip. I have school at home, I have work at home, volleyball is just another work, another side job, and I have to do my thing and then I'm back home. No, it's not a vacation to me, it's the job.
After a quiet night at the Naniloa, there's just enough time to enjoy the scrumptious breakfast buffet before heading back to Oahu. With great experiences like these, it's no wonder why our student athletes chose Division II and the PacWest. especially when you can share it with friends.
The PacWest. From Hawaii and California to Utah and Arizona, it's the most beautiful destination conference in the entire NCAA. 10 outstanding schools: Academy of Art, BYU Hawaii, Cal Baptist, Chaminade, Dixie State, Dominican, Grand Canyon, Hawaii Pacific, Notre Dame de Namur, and the University of Hawaii at Hilo. The home of champions and outstanding student athletes, the PacWest.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home and be an important part of the community.
I chose Division II because I can double major
and take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship.
I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose
Division II.
The PacWest added the sports of men's and women's soccer just a few years ago, and already the conference has made a splash on the national scene. Let's go to the soccer field and check out these great highlights. In only its first year in the PacWest, the California Baptist men's soccer program claimed a share of the conference championship with a home win over Dixie State on November 5th. The Lancers are no strangers to success on the field, but even as Division II newcomers, they wasted no time in making a big splash behind team leaders Osvaldo Bastida and Michael Salazar, who both rank in the top 5 in PacWest goal scoring. In a mid-season contest in the islands, Cal Baptist took down the favorites Hawaii Pacific in a 2-0 battle that was controlled by the visitors the whole way. But with losses to Grand Canyon and Dixie State, CBU could finish with no better than a tie for first with the Sea Warriors, who headed to BYU Hawaii for their final regular season match. On the Laie campus, heavy North Shore rainfall had given way to sloppy conditions. Players sloshed through muddy banks and splashed through wide puddles, with so much riding on the line for the Sea Warriors. But after 90 minutes of play, it was just too much HPU. Goals by Johans Hallman, Kimo Komamua, and all PacWest first-teamer Chance Bukowski, aided by another shutout by Mael Lefebvre, who had an outstanding 11 of them on the season to lead the PacWest, where all HPU needed to seal its share of the championship. After the match, the team celebrated its win and share of the championship in signature fashion by circling around sophomore midfielder George Foshive.
You know, it's just a fun thing, a ritual we have after, play some games and stuff. So it's just a fun thing for all the boys, to get excited, have a good laugh about it.
And after our first win in Durango, Colorado, against Montana State way back when, he introduced that to us, and we've been doing it every win. So we've got to do it a few times this year.
It's something I got from my under-15 coach in France. We were as close as this to be champions that year, and we didn't make it, but we had, he gave us something to cheer us up.
The first time we did it, it was pretty funny. I mean, we did it in Montana, so we didn't know what to do, and it was kind of just awkward at first, but it was just funny. But as long as we kept winning and stuff like that, we kept doing it, so it got more and more, and now we just always have to do it. My freshman and sophomore and junior year, we came in second, so, you know, just really shy of it, but finally, you know, my senior year we pulled it off, so it's been really great for the school and then, you know, for the state of Hawaii.
You know, we've come to the last day with a chance to win it, but we've needed help every time on the last day, and this year it was finally the last game, and we controlled our own destiny, and the gods are smiling on us, the clouds opened up, and we did it finally. It feels great.
You know, I'd just like to thank, you know, all those players I've played with over the years. You know, it's a lot of memories, you know, a lot of history with the school. You know, I just wanted to make, you know, be stuck in history as in an HPU, like something, you know. But, you know, I'm glad hopefully that happens, you know. We never know, but, you know, I'm thankful for, you know, playing soccer. You know, God did this for me, and hopefully does this for these other kids for the next few years too as well.
Congratulations to the Hawaii Pacific Sea Warriors and the California Baptist Lancers, PacWest men's soccer champions in 2011. When you're one of the most diverse conferences in all of the NCAA, you can find some incredible stories everywhere you look. Here's a feature on one of the special people of the PacWest.
One of the winningest coaches in collegiate volleyball came to the PacWest this season. California Baptist University's Ryan McGuyre, the head coach of the Lancers women's volleyball and men's volleyball programs, has more than 500 victories in his brilliant career. The reigning ABCA NAIA Coach of the Year has been so successful that during a 3-year stretch between 2004 and 2007, his men's and women's teams at CBU won 6 straight national championships. This fall in PacWest play, after he guided his Lancers to an impressive 3-set victory against Academy of Art in San Francisco on the road, we gathered at the net to talk about his success and his career.
You know, coaching's something I've known I've wanted to do for a very long time, and it started in really junior high school. And so when I was in high school, I was coaching junior high. When I was in college, I was coaching high school. And I was fortunate to get some great jobs right out of high school. I was at Biola at age 21, so I started head coaching college at a real young age. And you know, fortunate to be at CBU. I can thank my wife for, you know, giving me the courage to make that move over there, and we've been able, God's given us a lot of success and a lot of great memories and incredible stories right there.
Hi Tristan, hi Katana.
This is McGuire's first season in the PacWest and his first in NCAA Division II, so there have been some growing pains. His team has had some big wins and a few frustrating setbacks, and the head coach has looked at the transition as a journey both for himself and his club.
It's definitely different, you know, I won't lie. I enjoyed going 45 minutes down the road to play a conference team and be back and see my kids and see my family, but again, you know, this is a new trip for all these girls too, and you know, each year we're trying to make each season the greatest volleyball experience of our lives. And I think for the seniors, they get to experience both you know, NAI and then the PacWest this year. And so new gyms, new arenas, new cities, new experiences, and you know, so they get a special gift that previous girls haven't had, and then they really get to set the tone for whatever legacy they leave and how we make this transition work. We got a ways to go. We're CBU Volleyball, I think we have another level of play that we haven't hit yet, and you know, we're finding to work through it. So it's fun with the different universities because I got to get to the other coaches. You know, I think being in the former conference as long as I did, I knew when they were calling timeouts. I knew what they did. I knew which each team's defense was versus different hitters and different things. So, you know, I think now I'm got to discover new trends to help my team be a little bit better too.
McGuyre immediately turned his CBU team into a contender in his first PacWest season. Based on his incredible winning credentials, many more wins are expected in the future. For certain, due to his leadership, California Baptist University Volleyball is expected to make a huge impact in the PacWest.
The PacWest has some of the most amazing stories you could find anywhere in sports. Let's check out this feature story from San Francisco.
For years, the student athletes of Dominican University of California have put their best feet forward on the small and cozy field just a few hundred feet from their main gymnasium. That small and cozy feeling is about to change to wide open spaces. With help from community leaders and key sponsors, Dominican recently began construction of new fields and new courts that will greatly enhance the student-athlete experience at their beautiful campus in San Rafael. Once blocked by large eucalyptus trees, the view is now wide open, with Mount Tamalpais now smiling down on the campus from a distance. This is what it's all supposed to look like when construction is completed in the next several months. Penguins Athletic Director Terry Toomey has helped oversee this important project at Dominican, and he took us on a little sightseeing tour to explain what is going on with the new building upgrades and what it will all mean for his growing athletic program.
We have what was previously known as a Field of Dreams that we're developing, which is going to be a multi-purpose athletic field and tennis facility to facilitate our athletic endeavors, but also to be a real asset for our community here. Well, that Field of Dreams is now a reality. So right now we're in the process of developing our new home for the Penguins, for our soccer program and our lacrosse program, as well as we're installing 6 new tennis courts for our tennis facility, and hopefully for men's and women's tennis in the future here for Dominican.
For the field, this is going to be the Jerry Kennelly Field. And for the athletic facility, it's the John F. Allen Athletic Facility. Our tennis courts are the Antonio Castellucci tennis courts.
And it's not, like I said, it's not just an asset for Dominican. Dominican's going to love it and reap the benefits of it, but it's really going to be great for our Marin community, because we really do see it as a way to reach out to the youth and our future Penguins. We feel like that'll be a way to get them on campus, so it'd be great. And we're really excited about being a member of the PacWest. I think the PacWest growth is something that we are benefiting from. We're enjoying it. We're enjoying seeing our new future members of the PacWest. I think the PacWest is going to be something to be reckoned with in the future. So we're really excited about not only our institution, but also our partnerships with other institutions.
The new fields and courts at Dominican are another example of the great growth in the conference, and another reason why the future is so wide open in the PacWest.
Imagine collaborating with a diverse group of people from different backgrounds who all share common values. A place where giving back to the community is not only encouraged, but expected. Where your professor is not just a teacher, but a mentor. Imagine a place where individual leadership is prized. Imagine Chaminade University.
Anyone awake?
You in the far back.
You back there?
You got to be kidding.
Where did you come up with that? You.
You?
You?
Yeah, no. How about you?
Mm-hmm. You in the white.
Over the years, we've had a lot of great features on the PacWest magazine. Let's go inside the PacWest magazine vault.
When the legendary Lute Olson unexpectedly and abruptly retired in late October 2008, at the start of the University of Arizona men's basketball season, a hush settled over Tucson. Who would be the next man to lead the Wildcats? One of the country's premier college basketball teams and a former national champion. Moreover, who could possibly fill the shoes of one of the great coaches of the modern era? With no time to hire an interim head coach, the university would look to first assistant Mike Dunlap to take over Olson's spot.
I believe everything happens for a reason. You know, Mike called me and he just said, Russ, I don't feel comfortable in taking the job. And he said, you know, I have my reasons, and I respected that. And he said, they're going to come your way next. And, you know, I was like, can we do this thing? He said, absolutely.
But even with a trio of future pros on the roster, the Cats found themselves in a bit of a struggle to start the season. Sputtering to a 19-13 regular season record, Arizona miraculously received an 11th hour invite to the dance. And even with their renowned history, 25 straight years in the Big Dance, and Pac-10 affiliation, the U of A became a darling of March Madness, climbing all the way to the Sweet 16. But the Wildcats' dream came to an end after a loss to Louisville, and so too the run of Russ Pennell as their head coach.
I will make a bold statement right now. I will be coaching somewhere next year. Okay? Might be my daughter's 8th grade team, but I will be coaching somewhere next year.
After his magical run was over last year, so was his career with the Wildcats.
You know, for a lot of college coaches, when one door closes, another one opens. And for Russ Pennell, when opportunity knocked again, it wasn't that far from Tucson.
Here's Pennell's new home, the Antelope Gymnasium located in Phoenix.
Just set it and just go smooth. There you go.
In his first year as Grand Canyon's head coach, Pennell led the Division II Antelopes to a 500 record as he enters year 2 of a 7-year deal.
A bold statement made true right here in the Pac-West.
When I was at Arizona, about 2 weeks before our season was over, I got a call from a real close friend in Phoenix, and he said, you know, Grand Canyon would be interested in talking to you about being their coach. And it wasn't like I felt like Grand Canyon was beneath me. What I felt was that Grand Canyon had made a commitment to athletics. And I knew they'd gone through some financial times, and I told him respectfully, I'm not interested. Tell him I'm not interested. And then about a couple days later, another friend called, and he said the same thing. And I said, well, I already told him I wasn't interested. He said, you may want to be interested. They've got some big plans.
Real big plans. Like a brand new 5,000-seat arena where the Lopes will play their home games next year. Now in year 2 at Grand Canyon, Russ Pennell already has the Lopes, who won 10 of their last 13 games in his first year, on the upswing with wins over 2010 PacWest co-champions Dixie State and BYU Hawaii already this season.
Arizona, in general, doesn't have a lot of high major players every year. There may be 4 or 5, some years up to 10, but there's been a lot of really good mid-major type players. And there have been some kids that I felt like would stay and play Division II, even though they had Division I abilities, just simply because they wanted to stay at home. And that's what we're finding all of a sudden. We're recruiting the younger classes right now, and there's an interest, and we get kids on unofficial visits that come and look at us. Division II basketball is a great level of basketball. It's a fun level to watch. You see skilled athletes. You see kids that I think play for the right reasons. Their agendas usually are a little more pure. Yeah, they'd all like to have a pro career. Most of them know that's not going to happen. And what we're finding as our attendance keeps growing is that people are saying, this is fun, this is a great environment. And then on campus, because most of our schools are small, the students get to know the players, and it's a real family type environment. I've really enjoyed that part of it. I hope that catches on throughout the conference and really throughout the country, that Division II is a great level, and man, is it fun to watch, and I know I'm enjoying coaching it.
From the Pac-10 to the Pac-West, the new face of Lopes basketball is proud to be a part of the nation's most beautiful destination conference.
I know I told one of our freshmen last year, 40 days of your life the next 4 years is going to be in Hawaii. That's not a bad deal. But, you know, I think this conference is very good. And I think because we are so spread out, sometimes maybe the people back east don't know that. But I have found that the competition's outstanding. I think this year will be the exact same way. There's just some really, really good teams.
At Grand Canyon, Pennell is at home and feels fortunate to have been able to stay in the state of Arizona.
My children, to them, Phoenix is their home. And I know when we went to Tucson, we thought that was going to be a little bit longer. And unfortunately, Coach Olson got sick, and the rest of that is history, and they've made changes, and I was okay with that. But when I informed my children we would be having to leave Tucson, their biggest concern was we were going to leave Arizona. And so when the Grand Canyon job came along and I saw that they were doing, and I knew professionally that I could enjoy it, it just made sense. And anytime you can really truly put your family first and you know, accommodate them and the things they want, that makes you feel good as the leader of your home. And we're real blessed to get to stay in the Valley.
Expect Pennell to stay a while as he hopes to take the Antelopes to the NCAA Promised Land. And while it may never be the Sweet 16, 2009 will always be a sweet memory.
To do it the way it happened at U of A was an incredible time. I stay in touch with those players and my staff from that time, and we talk about that because when Coach Olson's just suddenly stepped down, you know, we were kind of like a ship without a rudder. We didn't know where we were going. We didn't know what was going to happen. And so what we tried to do was just hold it together. And we knew we had 3 pros. That was a good way to start. And I didn't try to overcoach them, just get the ball to Chase and Jordan, and I knew we had a chance. But, you know, the biggest thing was it shows when a group of people will come together, put their agendas on hold, and try to do something special, and that's exactly what happened. We had no idea it'd lead to the Sweet 16, but it was a magical ride, and the friendships and the kindred spirit that we had among ourselves, I know that'll be lifetime memories that we'll talk about for the next 15 to 20 years.
And for Russ Pennell, nothing would be sweeter than to spend those 15 to 20 years right here at Grand Canyon.
Thanks for joining us on PacWest Magazine, a closer look at the people and places of the PacWest Conference. For the latest PacWest news, join us on the web at thepacwest.com. That's thepacwest.com. There you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch more PacWest Magazine on our YouTube channel. For Wayne Coito and Malia Smith, I'm Commissioner Bob Hogue. See you next time on PacWest Magazine.